Hi guys, it's Sai, and today I have for you a completely new type of mob spawner. This is very, very piston light, and we're using piston caterpillars. So, this is what it looks like. It's essentially two end modules with a long tube in between. This is a fairly minimal version. At the moment we only have 2 rows of 40 spawning blocks, but anyway. I'll go inside and show you what's happening. So, we have a dark area in here. Oh, I suppose I should bring this up. Completely dark area and 2 piston caterpillars that aren't really rendering very well. I'm not entirely certain what's with that down there. No, they're not rendering very well at all. Sorry about this. I did have a big, long, rambly video about piston caterpillars planned for today, but it was big, long, and rambly, and I didn't want it, so I cut. So yeah, as you can see in here, we've just got 2 piston caterpillars going up and down, and these are my special new piston caterpillars that carry blocks along with them, hence push mobs. And if I can get out of here, come on, like so. At the end, if we wait for this to work, oh, a creeper spawned down there. I was hoping creepers couldn't spawn there, but I've been proved wrong. If we wait a little while, and we're just watching this lapis block here. I've got my sound turned so far down at the moment. Here it comes. Ah, now you saw that. This is a clever little reflex smart piston, and I have a newer design down here which can be stacked so we can have more spaces horizontally. And basically what happens is when the piston caterpillar... Oh wow! Oh, that's terrible, friends. I should get used to not saying that. When the piston caterpillar comes along a wire like this, it extends at its furthest point to here, which will push, if it's carrying a lapis block along with it, which it is, or any other solid block of course, it'll push this one into this position here, and that moves a block of the same type over here, which the piston caterpillar carries back around with it. So what we have is, this is just a piece of non-directional redstone dust, so it's facing in every direction rather than none, which is a very strange graphical representation. And when a block comes in here, the repeater here receives power from that block, or this redstone through that block, and that powers this line, which gives 1 tick after the block comes in, this piston fires, then another tick later this piston fires, moving the bottom row of blocks along, and then 2 ticks later than that, because of piston timing, this one fires and pushes them back up. And this can continue indefinitely. Obviously we aren't going to spawn any more mobs if all of our mobs are in the buckets here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I suppose I'll get on to a tutorial. Okay, so to start with, we have this platform here, and this platform isn't so much a platform as a meta platform. It's, well, yeah, it's representing a space where we have mobs spawning. So this could be like your witch's hut, or more relevantly, this could be your nether fortress, which is what this was designed specifically for, with the farming, because it's very good shape, well shaped for that. Anyway, so we want to section this off into 1 block wide corridors. So we can do this by placing lines like so, and obviously mobs aren't going to spawn on these half slabs, so I'll do that. Okay, so the next thing we want is the rails, the rails for the pistons to go along. So this is 2 blocks higher than the spawning pads, and we just run along like so, and then we'll just stick redstone on all of them for now. And repeat for the others. Okay, now that we've done that, I've just knocked the blocks out of the bottom of here, which doesn't really matter. You can do either way. We want to extend the lines 5 blocks out from the side to allow us to put the reflexes in. With the redstone, of course, still. Okay, so we're going to have our mobs dropping off the edge here. So if we make a tube for them to fall down, and the blocks here are going to be the blocks. They don't have to be a different type of block, but it helps to represent them. This is the first part of our reflexes for the side. So to build the reflex, I'm just going to call it that for now, you want 5 blocks on the bottom, 2 on that side, 2 on this side, and 1 at the top here. And then repeat. Now we put the pistons in, so if we can click this from here. Oh, whoops, that's not where we want it. You want pistons facing each empty space in the way that you're going to push them, of course, so like so. Ah, that was silly. And here, whoops. Which one am I missing? These ones, aren't I? There we go. There we go. And now for the wiring. So, in between each other one of these blocks, we don't need these for everyone, we want it like that, just a block with redstone dust on top and a lever on the inside here, turned on. And then, for each one, you want a... should really get this stuff out first, shouldn't I? I've completely forgotten how to do tutorials, people. A 1-tick repeater leading into a block, another block like so. So that's the first piston powered. And then to power the second piston, we come down 2 blocks out from that piston and put our 1-tick repeater here with redstone running down. And then for the next one, we come down another block like so and put our 3-tick repeater there, pointing into this block now. Since there's no redstone dust on top of this block, we can just send power through it, and it minimises the space we need. And then come down from here and run a wire along to this here. Now, just to say, the reason why these are separated is because whilst sometimes you can get it working where you have an entire row of pistons all next to each other pushing at once, quite often they mess up and some will go in one direction and some go in the other, and it makes a really awkward time for actually getting any mobs moved, because they'll just walk sideways around the pistons frequently and stay in there. Okay, so I will repeat this for the next ones. Okay, I've copied that to the other side, and now we just have one of the most important parts to build, which is the clock. So, this, I wouldn't start copying this now, I'd just wait a minute till you've seen what's actually being built. So this, I can't exactly remember whose design this is, I will find out and put it in the video description. This is someone else's one-tick clock generator, which can be switched off, which is really nice. And you make it like so. There is a problem with this though. So, if we put a lever here, we have a one-tick clock. However, the two ends of this, if we put repeaters on them, behave completely differently. Now this one is running at some sort of pseudo two-tick clock, and this one's running correctly. So that tells us which side we want to draw power from, the one that's having one tick. And then this is just a way of transferring it straight into this wire. So now this wire is pulsing, and we want to connect the next wires up. So the connection here is really just like that. And then if we turn this on for a moment, like so we can see where our power's going. So it reaches all the way to here. So if you break the points where the power stops at, this can't be made wider than a certain amount. That's a little bit awkward, but oh well. So, those shouldn't be there. I was wondering, what on earth's going on here? We break the blocks underneath these, or not quite yet, because we need a block underneath. Like so. And get ourselves a fence gate. Put it on this block. Like so. And in this case we only really need power down here, so I'm just going to put this on this side. Just a simple repeater. Like so. And we're going to do that for these blocks as well. I think it's that one, isn't it? Yep. So there, here and here. The fence gates provide an instant block update to any pistons beneath them, so the wire that is next to the fence gate can power the piston and it'll recognise that it's being powered. I think for this side we can... I'll do it like it should be done on this side. It should be over here, really, on the same side as the clock, and this means that you get a longer signal, because this will filter down to there anyway when we connect like so. And it'll reach all the way back there unless you have too many rows. You can't run this on more than 7 rows because of the length of redstone signal, and if you're running it at 7 rows you're gonna have real problems. But yeah, never mind that. Actually, saying that, considering the 7 rows problem, it should probably be on the other side. I've not had this problem before because I've never made it anywhere near that wide. What am I doing? But yeah, it should really be over here. They should alternate which side they're on. Anyway, that's everything provided with power now, so if we take this away, not that, sorry, take that away and turn the lever on, everything should be flickering. Optifine makes things look a bit strange, but yes, this is all working as intended. I'm not sure how that'll perform at the end. I've never had the fence gate on the end of one before, but yep, we can turn this clock off now because it's not actually doing anything except for flickering a bunch of lights. And in here, if we put the piston clocks in now, I'll just take these out for a moment for movement. There and there. These don't have to be lined up at all because the piston caterpillars aren't interacting, so it's largely irrelevant where you put them. However, I'm just being neat. Who knows, they might all set off in the same direction for once, which would be awfully neat. I've put these two in the wrong place. Sorry. It's easy enough given that those power lines run directly above it. You'd think I'd get it in the right place. Never mind. Oh dear. What is with me today? Okay, so to finish up, we want to put a block of lapis or whatever you fancy pushing. It has to be a solid block though for the smart piston on the end to work. And then we make our collection area down here. So close this off, all these, and this mouse is getting a bit fritzy. Just put a block here and here for if we're wanting light to be sealed in, just because they're the only holes at the moment, being that these are covered. And then, yeah, the mobs will fall through here, so you can extend this down as far as you want now. If you want to cover up the lighting area, you've got to remember to keep these lanes clear, so the best way of doing it is, I'll just use blocks for now here. And then when you're underneath here working, you have to extend all the way out here and just sort of make enclosures for each of the piston caterpillars to run along, like so. And that'll mean that you very rarely have any light let in. Like that. No light getting in from there, and then you just seal the rest of it up. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If we take it for a spin. Ah, look at that. How convenient. All of the pistons decided to go the same way and the wrong way. Thank you, pistons, for being so pleasant. The one at the back isn't updating properly due to Optifine performance increase thingy. And there, those ran. They are pulling the lapis back with them though. I'll just go over this side so you can see this one's working properly. Oh, they are all actually running at exactly the same time. There you go. And yeah, if we had mobs on here, they'd be being pushed to the end and falling in these troughs, which we only have one of. Lighting wise and lag wise, I would really recommend closing the area off like I've done in the other one and putting glowstone on top, because if you have glowstone on top, the redstone updating isn't going to cause a lighting update because the light level in the block is already higher than the redstone gives off. You just have to do it so that it stops flickering everywhere. Redstone gives a light level of 7, I believe, and glowstone's 15, so you can work it out, or you can just use F3. So you'll already know all this stuff, probably. Anyway, have a nice day, thank you for watching, and I hope this is useful for you. It will be coming relatively soonish, kind of, in my Let's Play in the Nether, for a wither skeleton farm, I believe. Goodbye.